Train in style.
Inspire others.
And support your hero.
Welcome to Team Hard Way to Success.
Reiss is a really bubbly person. Reiss is a great person to be around. He's really friendly, fun. He likes to make jokes, he likes to sing, he likes to dance, he likes to do silly things. He's a real entertainment and a great person to sort of help lift the team spirit. We sort of use him as our team captain a little bit because he's the oldest guy.
Reiss is a gymnast. He's a brilliant gymnast. He's come on such an amazing journey. He's such a gymnast, fantastic gymnast to watch. Personally, training alongside him has been brilliant. I've trained alongside him for about 10 years now.
I think the best way to describe Reiss as a gymnast is he makes it look like a circus act. He goes for the big elements, and there's always a risk to it. Sometimes it pays off, other times it won't. But it's great to watch Reiss because he's performing all these big skills.
He's the fun, crazy, loud guy in the group, which it makes it a lot more eventful.
I think I'm quite a risk taker. I like to try and wow the crowd, and I try to do impressive things and use the code of points to the best of my ability. So, when I was about 6 years old, I had a taster session at my local primary school, and I really enjoyed it. Went home to my mum and dad and said, can I do gymnastics? At first they said no because it was a girls' sport. Obviously the knowledge of boys doing gymnastics wasn't very high then. But I was very persistent, kept asking, and then they found me a little place locally, one night a week. And then from there I did all the testing and passed all the badges and stuff like that. And I moved here to where I am now at South Essex, and I've been here ever since.
So Reiss is, like I said, he's the one that pulls the guys together. He's got the biggest personality, let's say, and when we're all working and training and pushing, he's the one that we sort of call the team captain, and he carries the flag, if you like. We've got lots of different personalities within the group.
Well, the team that train with Scott at the moment, so there's me, Reiss, Max, and Jay's also joined us. There's been a few that have left us over the years, but we've all trained together since we were probably about 6-7 years old. Jay and Max joined a little bit later, but we've all grown up together, so it's more of a family than just a team.
I think we all stick together very well. I think we're a great team. We sort of help each other a lot in the competition, bounce off each other in training, so it's great to have them a part of it.
I come from a gym where there wasn't many people to train with, so it's a lot better coming here and having Max, Reiss and BRINN to train with and kind of feed off of the skills that we do, and it just makes learning things a lot easier and a lot better.
The atmosphere in our gym is probably one of the best in the world, so it makes it a lot easier to deal with hard situations. In 2010, I went to Junior European Championships as part of Great Britain team. We won gold as a team, and I also got a bronze on rings and a bronze on high bar. So that was probably my first ever biggest achievement. So in the same year, went into the Commonwealth Games, so turned into a senior. In the same year, went to Delhi in India with Team England. We came home with a silver medal as a team. I also got a silver medal all around and a silver medal on floor.
So as a senior gymnast, Reiss fitted well into the team, but because our senior group in Great Britain was a real strong depth of men, and because Reiss's strong pieces were also strong pieces from the team, it was always hard for him to make the actual squad. So whilst he was a fantastic team member or squad member, he was always sort of like the reserve and on the fringes of making a team.
After 2010, I was training full time and training really hard and being part of the GB squad, and I kept making the reserve spot. So I was reserved for the 2012 Olympics, all the World Championships and Europeans and stuff like that. So I was up there, but I wasn't quite making the team. So I was always number 6, number 7. So I was always there to help push the team forward, and I was always part of a great team. So.
He found it very hard. We both found it very hard, because when you're always nearly making it, but then you just reserve, it's hard to stay motivated. Yes, there's sometimes some funding involved. There's some other opportunities like competing at World Cups or like French leagues or German leagues, but when you're not quite making that team that you really want to be in, it's very difficult to stay positive and motivated.
It was nice knowing that me training hard and being as good as I could be was helping the other boys be better and them getting the results for Great Britain. Obviously it was slightly disappointing because I wanted to be in the team and competing for my country on the main stage and competing at these big events, but it's all positive. We're all friends, we're all teammates, so we're all helping each other.
Well, I think hope that eventually he'd make the team, hope that he'd be able to have an opportunity to do something. Obviously, you know, it was his passion. He loves the sport, he loves being in the gym, he loves training hard, so enjoyment as well as the hope. So those two things really kept him going throughout the whole time. A couple of years back, we both sat down, and Reiss was clearly at a point where he was like, it's really hard now.
I'd say the middle of 2014, I didn't make the Commonwealth Games team, so I was either gonna retire or maybe try and find a different route. And I've had a Jamaican passport since I was young, obviously from my dad's side, my grandparents.
And he really, apart from wanting an opportunity to compete at that level, it was also meant a lot to him to have these roots and these family connections, and it was going to be a big gamble, and from my point of view it was a real hard decision, because obviously I'm British, I work with a British team and whatnot, but I wanted Reiss to be able to achieve his ambitions. I wanted him to be able to experience competing at a World Championships or a European or a big event like that, and we both knew that with the juniors coming up as well, it was going to be really hard. So we really looked into it. His parents were on board, Reiss was on board, but there was going to be some big challenges.
Done a little bit of research and found that there was actually a federation and there was gymnasts in Jamaica. So wrote a few emails and contacted a few people, and it seemed like they wanted to help, and I wanted to help them, not only for myself, but to help push the sport of gymnastics in Jamaica forwards. And the GB coaches and that were very supportive, so it all made the process a lot easier.
Obviously he's going to lose all his funding, he was going to lose you know, he was going to step into an organisation that wasn't even there yet, because Jamaica didn't really have an association as such. It was just forming. So there was so many unknowns, so many scary thoughts coming from, you know, a quite comfortable position. But that shows his character. You know, he would rather have no funding and be able to do what he loves, which is, you know, a real testament of these athletes.
I think the thing I lost most was going to the national centre and training with all the boys. So when they go after training camps and they go to Liddershall and they train all as a big group, I have to stay at South Essex now. It's not a bad thing, but I do miss training with all the boys. In Great Britain, it's now taken very seriously. It's seen as an important sport, and there's a lot of attention on it. Whereas in Jamaica, it's all about track and field and football, so it's a really small bubble of people. But we're growing, and hopefully one day we'll be just as big as track and field.
My main role in him transitioning was just supporting him and giving him the encouragement and reassurance that we'd all be here no matter what happened. You know, and the worst thing that could happen is that you have to stop doing your sport that you love at that level. You know, but that was never going to happen, because we was going to push and find a way of being able to raise funds to be able to support him in every way that we could, so that he could fulfil his ambition. Because, you know, wherever country he's representing, he's still representing South Essex, he's still representing me, he's still representing his family. So, you know, it's not, you know, my position was really just to support him.
It felt like another route towards the dream I've had of competing at Olympic Games since I was a 6-year-old boy. I wouldn't say it was, people sometimes call it a plan B, but it was never a plan B, it was just another option for me. And the way I've helped them and they've helped me, the relationship is so good that it would never be a plan B. We're always pushing forward. So. Well, I went to World Championships in 2015. That was a really strange experience for me, seeing everyone there, but I wasn't wearing the same colours as them and representing the same country as them. That was very strange for me, but we're all teammates. It's friendly rivalry. We all want each other to win and do well. So there's no hatred there. So everyone supports everyone, which I think is an amazing thing for our sport. It's one of the only sports that's like that. So.
It was very proud. I mean, the main thing for me, I was proud to have lots of my gymnasts there, 3 of my guys at a World Championships. I didn't really think too much about countries and whatnot, and obviously I was there with Great Britain, but it was nice. It was a real, you know, I sat down in the audience, I got a chance to sit back and watch him. It gave another one of my coaches, Jeff Davis, an opportunity to be at the World Championships, because, you know, he's supported me a lot, and it was a great opportunity for him as well. And to sit back and see my colleagues and my athletes compete and doing what they wanted to do was an enormous amount of pride.
It's good fun, and I've coached gymnasts for this country before and been to competitions for this country, and it's a very different feeling to go for Jamaica. But it's quite exciting because it's the first time that they've ever had any gymnastics. Gymnastics in Jamaica is a very young sport. I believe there's only something like 2 clubs in the whole island, and so it's very much a Cinderella sport, which is kind of where we were 50, 60 years ago. It's a very big sport in this country now, so that's the main difference.
So I went to 2015 Worlds for Jamaica. It was the first time men had ever been at the World Championships for Jamaica. So I happened to qualify a place for the test event with my score, and so did one of the other girls, Danusha, sorry. And so we qualified a place for a test event for boys and girls for the first time ever in history for Jamaica. But due to my situation of competing for Great Britain, I did a World Cup in 2014, and the rules state that you have to compete for your country for 3 years to compete in an Olympic event, and I'd only been competing for 1 year. So they had to send another gymnast to the test event. We did send in appeals and stuff like that, but they didn't get approved. I was quite disappointed, obviously, because I'd worked so hard to be where I am. But then I also remembered that it's rules are rules. Everyone has to abide by them. And if I had known that rule, I might not have changed because of the time scale.
So we knew it was going to be difficult, but again, it's the same thing. It was a small glimmer of hope. And once again, you know, we went for it. We'd done everything we possibly could. We qualified the space for Jamaica at the World Championships for the test event, and it just wasn't meant to be. So you know, it was another one of those moments where it's like, oh, deflation. Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's see what we're going to do. You know, but we're using it as our strengths. You know, we're now using those experiences to build our character, to build robustness, to be ready for the next cycle.
I was happy to be part of making history and getting the place for a test event. So hopefully in the next 4 years we'll be able to, I don't know, hopefully get 1 or 2 spaces to the test event, and hopefully get one of the boys to the Olympics and have the first male Olympic gymnast.
So having Reiss here at the club and not moving to Jamaica or something is very important. We are a team. The way that we get success in this club is that we're a fantastic team. Not just a team of boys that you see or the team of girls. We're a big family. Like as you can see, the parents are involved, the coaches are involved, the other staff are involved. The admin team are just as much a part as the coaching team. And you know, to have Reiss still in that team is integral, not just to his development, but to our, you know, involvement in that process as well. So it's really important, and I'm you know, obviously we support Reiss going to any of the camps he has to go to, or to any of the competitions. But obviously we're massively proud to still have him in the club.
It's very different, you know, he's competing for Jamaica now. But you know, he's still part of the same team, and he has been for them many years, and it's great that he's given these opportunities that he can. You know, hopefully that can push him to train even harder in the gym, because he's got a lot more targets that he can reach now. And I think, you know, at the latest recent championships, the British Championships, he proved what a great gymnast he is. It's the best performance that he's done there in a long time, and you know, I think it showed what a great team we are at South Essex as well.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, Reiss has come through the British system, which has obviously benefited him massively as a gymnast and as a person. So he's learnt a lot from being part of that programme, and we've got a lot to thank British Gymnastics for his path in gymnastics. And obviously in his own club, he's working alongside Max and BRINN and Jay, who are right up there with the world's best, not just Britain's best. So it's continuously keeping him on his toes. So it's a really good position to be in. You know, and we're hoping that Jamaica are going to get into a position where they've got some funding as well, so that they can support the guys going to these big competitions. So hopefully these challenges and these hurdles that we've had to overcome will all come to light, and there will be light at the end of the tunnel.
Competing in general is something I enjoy doing. So whether it's a regional competition, a national competition, the Olympics, the Worlds, I would enjoy I enjoy competing in general, so I try and treat each competition the same. So whether I'm competing for my club, South Essex, or Jamaica, it's all the same.
Like I said, the hard way to success, it shows athletes that are doing everything that they've got to do to achieve their ultimate dream. And I think any athlete, if they're an Olympic sport, it is getting to the Olympic Games, because that's the biggest competition that you can go to. And it's just great to be around so many people that like inspire me and myself as well. And they've got so many different stories. Like I said, we're all different people, and it's great to see how people handle different situations that are thrown at them.
I mean, Reiss is by far and away the strongest gymnast that they've got. So we've got some World Cup competitions coming up this year. There's a test event for the Pan American Games later on in the year. I think it's in Bolivia. So there's that competition. Then there'll be the Commonwealth Games later on in the cycle, and anything else that might come up.
My dream of going to an Olympic Games, and also inspiring young kids, especially in Jamaica now, like showing them that there's more sports out there than track and field and football that they can do. And I think gymnastics is an awesome sport to help any sport. The things that gymnasts do is only going to help any other sport. So yeah, just inspiring and helping push the sport forward all over the world.
Double spins in a front, South Essex, Reiss Beckford.
What doesn't kill you can only make you stronger.